Hey, welcome to this video. This is part 3 of creating your own spawn on kill script. If you haven't followed along, I would suggest you to go down in the description and start from part 1. Today we'll create a custom config file for our spawn on kill script. Having a config file is great because you can put in data like chance and even the creature's ID into one config file. So if you release it to the public, the users downloading them can only need to do small changes inside your config files and not inside your main core scripts. So let's just get started. Go up under your spawn on kill folder, right click, click new file, call this config.lua and hit enter. This now opens your new config file for Lua. Here we can create a lot of new settings for how our script should behave. For today, basically just for helping you get started in how to create your own custom config files and settings files for your scripts, I will just move over the change variables, the 3 changes, and the creature ID, and we will create a new variable called always spawn, so it bypasses the chance check. So let's get started. So first we want to go over to our other script, and at the top, and it's important that it's at the top. At the top, you write local config equals require, and you can see it says mod name. Mod name is the name of your config file, and your config file, mine is called config, so you write config, and that's it. So next off, we can actually select all of these variables, click Ctrl X, cut them, go back into your config file and Ctrl V to paste them. As I just said before, we will create a new function called, or a new variable called local always spawn, and we'll set this to false. I'm setting this to false because I don't want the always spawn to be enabled. If you would like it to always be enabled, you can always just write true, and then it won't calculate these when we create that function. But for now, I will leave it as false. Next, you go down here, and this is important. This needs to be at the bottom of your config file. No matter how long your file is, always at the bottom. Here, you write return and code brackets, make some spaces, and down here we want to export these variables so that our spawn on kill script can actually get them. So for doing this, we need to create the name and set it equals to creature ID. This means that we are exporting or exposing these variables to actually be usable in here. So for now, we'll write everything. So chance min equals chance min. Chance max equals chance max. Chance equals chance. And last one, always spawn equals always spawn. And I see I need a comma here. And that is basically everything. Now we have already created our config file, and you don't need to do anything else in this. So we can actually just close our config file now. So let's do that. And now we need to use the variables from our config file. To do this, you go here where it says create ID, and you write config, and you write dot, and here you can see all your variables now. Let's say we needed to enter the creature's ID here. You just hit enter, and boom, it's green even, showing that it's not from inside this folder or inside this script, it's from your config. So now you have the ID entered. Well, let's hit down and change these so these work. So write config dot chance min and config dot chance max. And down here you write config dot chance. You now have basically set up everything you needed to set up. You have changed all your variables to use the variables from your new config file. And let's say you actually wanted to enable your new code. So let's say you wanted to use your always spawn function, or not function, sorry, the boolean, so the variable we created. You write config dot always spawn, and as I said before, this means that, sorry, I'm a bit confused and tired today. So if, and we write not, then end. Oh, I see my bad here. I need to remove these. Yes, if not. So what this means is, if this is false, it should do this. So let me explain it a bit here. So what happens when we kill the monster? First, it goes into this function. It asks if config.alwaysSpawn. So this, as you can see here, just by hovering over, it's false from the start. If we had this to true, it would jump over everything and do what is here. If it's false, it will jump in here and calculate the chance and spawn the monster. Well, let's actually, for demonstration purposes, let's create a new. Oh no, sorry, not new. Here we can say else, and now it will say, hey, is this false? Oh no, okay, we will do what is in here. So let's say that if the always spawn is true, we want to write killer.send notification. Always true is enabled. Please disable if you don't want to spawn. Yes. And let's just go up here and select it, click Control C and Control V to spawn. Great. Now, next thing, so we actually can see if this works, head over into your config file again and write true here and hit enter and save. That's basically everything. So I will see you in game again and we are going to test if everything works. See you there. We'll come back. So let's enter world. So now, because we set it to true, it should tell us that it's always spawn is enabled, and we can disable it to not always spawn the new creature. So let's try it. And always true is enabled. Please disable if you don't want it to spawn always, and you can see our creature spawn. So let's just test it again. So let's see here. Kill it. Hey, always true is enabled. Please disable if you don't want to spawn always. What you can do to now test everything here is you can actually reload Eluna while your server is running. So let's say we real fast want to change the true and false or the always spawning. We can go into our Visual Studio Code. We can go into config, go over here and change this to false and save the file. Minimize it again. Over in your world server, the red one, here you write reload space Eluna and hit enter. You will now see your server saying reloading Eluna. So now let's try to kill a monster. If everything goes as planned, we shouldn't spawn anything. You see, lucky you just hit the jackpot. So we finally spawned a monster here. Let's try to kill one more, just to test. And let's see, yeah, it doesn't spawn anymore because we didn't hit the jackpot or the certain percentage we needed. So that was everything for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Consider leaving a like and subscribing, and leave a comment if you have any questions or any suggestions on what you want to see in the next videos coming up. I hope this helped you a lot. See you later.